It is winter squash season here, and we love a good winter squash in this household. They're really finicky. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not, but we still like buying them, especially when they're like 99 cents a pound. It's always fun to try the different types. Our favorite are probably butternut, acorn, kabocha, which are sometimes also called buttercup, and then probably delicata. But it's always fun to try different ones. I am a professional musician, so I value my hands and I try not to do dumb things in the kitchen, such as cutting through squash. So often my husband cuts them in half if I want to roast them, but he's not home today. So I'm going to show you the other cheater method I've developed um, of cooking squash. At first, I was a little dubious and I thought, oh, these are probably going to taste terrible, but actually, it worked out great. So I'm going to share that with you today. Another alternative, by the way, is just to nuke the squash for a few minutes or put in the Instant Pot for a little bit of time so that they're a little bit easier to cut before you roast them. That's still probably the best way, yummiest way of cooking squash, but I'm going to show you how I make it in my Instant Pot. These are the required materials. So I need an Instant Pot. This is a 6-quart. You can use 8-quart as well. Probably is not going to fit into a 3-quart. I have a vegetable steamer basket. Mine is silicone, but even like the trivet, I think it's called, that comes with the Instant Pot would work. You just need something to lift the squash up off the bottom of the liner, and you'll need water and you'll need a squash. Just filling this with enough water to cover the bottom of the insert. I just put the insert into my Instant Pot, put this in here, put the squash like this into the Instant Pot, and I probably should have done this in my 8-quart, but I think it's actually going to be okay. Yes, it's above the max fill line, but I find if I leave the area right by where the pressure release valve is open and it's not like the whole pot is crammed full, it tends to be fine. So we're just going to go. So I'm going to take my lid, put it on, follow the instructions to close it by turning to the right fully. And then I'm just going to make sure this is turned to sealing so that it can come to pressure. It will not click into place. You just need to make sure it's there. If you put it to venting, all the water will escape out. So just put it on to sealing. And I am going to cook this right away and not use the delay start function. So my favorite setting, pretty much the only one I use other than when I'm making yogurt, is pressure cook. And I have found I need to do these for a long time. I'm guessing for a squash that size, it's going to be 45 to 50 minutes. 50. So just to be safe, let's do 50 because I'd rather not have to put it on again. And now I just set it and forget it. So I'm going to let it come to pressure, cook, naturally pressure release, and I'll be back when I have a moment free and when this is fully pressure released. So this finished cooking 40 minutes ago. It is pressure releasing and it is released now. I can tell because the silver thing is dropped down and I heard the click. So just gonna follow these directions to open it and lift it off. I just let this dry over here and we're good to go. Nice and soft. So I'm just gonna lift this out using the handles here on my steamer basket. By the way, I hit the red cancel button just to turn the Instant Pot off. And I'm just gonna roll this right into a container. And the other beautiful part about this method, sorry, just tossing that into my sink, is that the seeds are super easy to scoop out. Because you know how that's always a pain when it's raw? You have to like scrape them out like a pumpkin, right? So now I just slice straight down the middle here. Unfold it and I'll just show you how easy this is. Okay, so this looks pretty good. Sorry for the steam fogging up my camera lens, but see, it's so easy now. I just have my garbage can right here and I can just scrape these seeds out super easily. Easier when you're not holding your camera. But anyway, it comes out really nicely cooked. Of course, every squash is different. I prefer them like really starchy, but it's not the Instapot so much that makes them watery. I find when you cook it like this without cutting it first, it's just the squash itself. So sometimes like a good kabocha can be nice and starchy. At least that's how I prefer it. The only thing you don't get when you cook it this way versus roasting it in the oven is that caramelized, you know, black brown stuff on the outside of it. And of course, that's not especially healthy anyway, but I know we do like it too. It's delicious. So, anyway, I hope you found this method helpful. It's just really quick and easy. And if you're worried about cutting through a hard squash and uh, hurting yourself, this can be a really great method. Please let me know below if you have other tips and tricks for keeping it simple on a whole food plant-based lifestyle.